Okay, now we should have sound, right? Right, chat? Sorry about that. Well, I forgot I had unplugged my mic to try some other things, and when I plugged it back in, I didn't set it as the mic for this, so whoops. So how were things in... Yeah, you too. How was your vacay? Was it loads of fun? Pictures were awesome. I was whole kinds of jelly. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it myself. I was worried that it was going to be a little bright and a little much, but I don't think so. I think it's pretty good. Chilling out in the country. Yep, that would be my kind of vacay. Chilling in the country. Oh, nice. Thank you, Prodigy. That's sweet. All right, let's see. Now, so we've got some burnt sienna in there. Now, I think... Now I've got it on my arm. It's fine, chat. How have we been? We've been busy, busy, busy. I spent a lot of time this week trying to get this roof finished and the gibbet, because this was kind of a pain to put together. Probably because I wasn't doing it the easiest way. I'm sure there were easier ways to do it than what I was doing, but I'm kind of derpy, so you know, it's cool. It's fine, chat. Let's see. I mean, this is supposed to be stone, like a stone, but I wanted to bring some reds in. So I'm wondering now if I should maybe wash this in a gray to kind of give it a stonish look, but still let the red show through. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, well, let's set this aside to dry. Let this all dry up good. In the meantime, we will get on to, well, I need to base coat this bowl, first of all. So we'll get us some black, because this thing needs to be worked on. And I need, there it is. Use a little bit of wax paper here so I don't make a huge mess, which I probably will, but you know, it's fine. It's fine, chat. I don't care. I love making a mess. I'm just gonna black coat this, our little bowl, so it can get to drying. And I'm gonna black coat my fingers, but it's cool, chat. That's fine, right? Black coating my fingers is good. We'll Wow, too many things on the table this week. All right, and then we want to metallicize our gibbet. So I got to get my, oh poo, I forgot to get my steel paint out. One sec. Is that it? Gunmetal gray. That would be it. Ooh, this lavender smells good. Oh, all right. So let's paint up this gibbet. Gibbet, gibbet. I love saying that word. That's a fun word. It's a gibbet. Put him in the gibbet. How much chocolate you've eaten today. It can't be too much because that's not a thing. Alright. So let's get some metal color on this gibbet because, you know, they were made of steel. Like oiled steel. Typically. So, I mean, we want it dark, but we also want it metal. So we will metallic it. And we're going to figure out how to hang it. So, one thing I did is I put all of the... And again, this is just all... chipboard, cut out chipboard that I glued together, so nothing fancy, nothing difficult, it's just chipboard and super glue, cardboard. And I put all the what's the word I'm trying to think of, seams on the back side so that when we hang it, the seams will be hidden, because it was kind of hard to make this seamless. So I didn't worry about it. I just put all the seams on one side and figured it'd be hanging against the wall anyway, so nobody would see it. And then it won't matter and nobody will care. Right? Right, chat? Right. Say right, Terrainoob, you are so right. Nobody will care. We won't care. So it's fine. Man, I need a fan in this corner for when I stream. Because I have to close things off. I've got the green screen behind me, and so the fan doesn't, the ceiling fan doesn't get any air moving over here. It's a little stuffy, especially when I open the windows. I'm not even going to worry about getting on the inside there because you can't really see the inside. And it's shadowy and stuff, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. I've got to put some, once this layer dries, got to put some rivets in here. Just take a pencil and poke some rivets in there, little detail. So that's done. Alright, listen chat, I am going to pop up for just a second and grab a fan because it is getting really hot up here. So I'll be back in just give me like 1 minute and then I'll be back. I'll be right back, chat. Don't worry. Alright, chat. I'm back. So I've got a fan coming, so that'll help. It was getting really stuffy in here. And this room gets kind of stuffy because we closed the curtains to the one opening to this room when we stream to keep the noise down, but that has the side effect of also keeping the airflow down. Wow, I'm really bright. Weird. Anyway. Alright, so the wood on this thing. Set these things aside to dry. While they're drying, we're gonna commence to cutting some wood. Yeah. So we have to build a couple of things here. One, we have to build a thing to hang this gibbet. And two, we need a bunch of these. These are just wooden stir sticks. And we need to use, we need to get a bunch of these that we're going to use to make the flooring. But we may also use some of these for the gibbet. And here comes my little fan. Yay. I finally have a fan. Thanks. And a sweat towel. No, there's a plug under here.
I'm not crawling in there.
I know.
I'm an old lady.
Hold on, Chad. I gotta crawl under the table and plug in my fan.
Same thing?
Yeah. There we go.
Like that?
Yep, that'll work. Yeah, you did it. Oh, I hope it works. It does.
That's high.
Thank you.
This is high.
Oh, that's probably blowing a lot in the mic. The mic on the other side. How's that, Chad? We don't have, maybe turn it down to medium. Okay. How's that, Chad? Is the fan overwhelming?
I'm gonna listen to it.
Okay. She's gonna listen to it, Chad. Let's see what we got here. All right, we'll pull some of that stuff out. And also, no, that's not the stuff I want. What I want is over here. Which drawer is it? It's that drawer. There we go. So, try these things. I got picked up some old craft sticks from some yard sale sometime somewhere. I don't know. We'll see what they are. They look like they may work. So we're gonna, holy mackerel. So what are these? These are weird. They're square on one side and rounded on the other. That's a bizarre looking craft stick. Huh. That's not really what I want though. Also, they seem like they're pretty hard wood. They look more like maybe chopsticks than craft sticks.
In the distance, there's kind of that noise.
Okay, we'll just turn it down to medium. That'll be fine.
No, it's when you don't talk, you hear
Oh.
it in the distance.
Okay.
I don't think, it doesn't bother me.
All right.
And it's only when you move that the mic gets kind of, so it's not the fan.
All right.
I don't
leave it
think
at that then.
I don't think it's a problem. But your standards are so much higher than mine. And I think you need high.
Yeah, you see how hot it is over here?
Not really, I wasn't.
Oh. But when you sit here for a while, it gets hot. All right, so I've got these just some little craft sticks. Basically match sticks without the match heads on them. So we'll get some of those. Probably not going to need nearly that many of them. This is going to be stuff we're going to use to build the gibbet holder thingy out of. All right. because I don't think we'll need a bunch of big stuff for that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this sitting here, and we're gonna build something to come out and kind of hold the gibbet up, and I've got some small chain that we're going to use to kind of hang it. We're going to hang it with some chain. So I need to build a little thingy hanging out here. So, and I'm going to build it It needs to be kind of sturdy, but I mean, it would need to be built like that anyway. So we're going to have a bunch of little pieces of wood glued on here. Now I'm going to use something new today that I haven't used before, just to see. I got this Aleene's tacky glue. I've heard about this stuff, but I happened to see a bunch of them in the dollar store the other day, so I just went ahead and picked it up. Apparently it's basically white glue, but it's a little tackier. Little less water content so that it sticks faster. And I guess you got to cut the nubbin off here. Whoa. And then it just comes pouring right out. All right. Stay. Stop. It's all cool. All right, so now I want to build. So I need a thing coming down like this. Oh, you're warped. I don't want you. You're warped. So we're just gonna eyeball this because it doesn't really matter the size. It just needs to be long enough. We missed you while you were away, Prodigy. You missed it. We had a huge war here, and you know, like you always do when I'm away. And it was the stuff of legend, and you didn't get to be part of it because you were gone. And see, you took off at exactly the wrong time. All right. So now I have a piece of wood stuck to another piece of wood. I know, just your luck, right? We've accomplished something. Look at that. 2 pieces of wood stuck together. All right, so now I think this might go easier with scissors actually. So listen, Prodigy, thank you for sending those the pics. We're putting some stuff together to use those for our announcement because we've got that campaign coming soon. So those are going to be extraordinarily useful for us advertising. Let's see, where do I want to... Yeah, I'm glad you got them to us too, because that was awesome. Alright, so I'm going to want to have the... What is wrong with these things? They're so broken. Man. Alright. Put that... Is that centered? Well, this tacky glue is in fact tacky. I kind of like it. It's way easier to work with than just regular white glue. So I've been working on some world building because when we're done with that campaign coming up, I'm going to DM a campaign. But I want to do homebrew stuff because I like the storytelling and the world building and all that stuff. I like actually making that. So I started on some, and Prodigy, I was wondering if I could send you some snippets and get your feedback on it. And I don't know, maybe it will incite you to draw some pictures. Like I've got an outline of the main bad peoples and kind of a general sense of what the campaign overarching theme is going to be and all that kind of stuff. So I just wondered if you would be willing to take a look and provide some feedback on that at some point. Absolutely. Maybe you'll have some ideas too, can help me figure out how to not be such a crappy writer. All right, cool. When we're done, I'll send you that stuff, and we're not in a rush for it, but because it's going to be, I don't know, 8 months to a year before I take that up, but it's going to take me that long to do all the world building and get that set up anyway, and we're going to make a bigger production out of that campaign than even this campaign. So let's see. That is not the length I wanted. I wanted something longer than that. How do I want to do this? This needs to be like a cross brace. Yeah, so this needs to be hanging out a good ways. Maybe we'll do half of this because I can always cut it down if I think it's too long. All right. So, Eileen, tacky glue. I might start singing Come On Eileen, because that's what it makes me think of every time I hear that name. Because I'm a child of the 80s. Plus, that song has one of the best groove beats that I've ever heard. Doom, doo doo, doom, doo doo, doom, doo doo, doom, doo doo, boom, boo doo, doo doo. Boom, boo, doo, ba doo, 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 ba doo, 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 doo. There you go. I know everybody's dancing right now. I'm sure it's happening. All right, so we're gonna.
Burn yourself?
No, I'm not even using anything hot. Things just fell apart because I'm an idiot. Every sound I make. Did you burn yourself? Are you being stupid again? Holding this together is going to be kind of a trick. Stay. All right. So we are going to let that set up a little bit. Hopefully it won't take too long. Like I said, I've never used this stuff before. Found it in the dollar store. Seems like it'll be pretty good, but I don't know how long it takes to set up. I'm assuming not nearly as long as regular white glue, so it has much less water content in it. All right, so now let's get us a relatively sharp pencil. I doubt I have such a thing in here. Oh, that one might work. And we're going to make us some rivets. I can't push too hard because this is all just cardboard stuff. I'll push it apart. But I'm going to need something sharper than that. Shoot, I don't have a mechanical pencil over here. Dadgummit. Oh, I know what I can use. Which one of these is what I need? That one. All right, little metal file. Much sharper. Works perfect. So we're just going to put a little divot on each one of these things where they've been riveted together. And we're going to blackwash this thing, so when we blackwash it, those will stand out. I'm probably going to come back. This is a little too narrow, but I'm just trying to get the depth here first, and then I can come back and widen it with that pencil a little bit. And then we want same thing around here. On the ends of these, because, you know, they'd have to be riveted in, of course. Okay, then at the bottom. So believable. I know, right? Alright, so listen, Prodigy, this world building has to be very hush-hush, secret, just you and me, girl, because people that watch this stuff are going to be playing in it, and we don't want to give away all the secrets, right? I mean, you know, you could tell your friends and stuff. But, I don't know, your friends may want to watch it and be surprised by the story too. So I'm just using the pencil to widen these holes out a little bit and give them a little bit more oomph. Oi. Stop bending things. This isn't real metal. I gotta remember that. It's just cardboard, and I'm gonna smoosh it. Okay. Whoa. This thing's relatively sturdy for just cardboard. Sorry, Chad, I know I'm not talking a lot, but the weather over here is freaking hot. I mean, like, bleh. Like, don't go outside, you'll kill yourself. Hence the reason for the fans in the background. I'm dying over here, and I'm inside in air conditioning, and it's still freaking hot. I think last week one day we had like 114 heat index. It was pretty miserable. No air movement. It was bleh. Yeah, I mean, I like Florida. It's nice, especially in the spring and the fall. But man, oh man, some of these summer days can be really brutal. Not all of them, but once in a while you get one where it's 114 heat index Fahrenheit, and there's no air movement. That's the biggest problem. There's no breezes or anything. So as soon as you step outside, and very high humidity, because it's a tropical climate. So you step outside and it's like you just covered with sweat as soon as you go outside. It can get pretty nasty. But you also have Disney World and SeaWorld and Universal within half an hour of us, so you know, trade-offs, I suppose. Alright, so we're letting this dry. We're letting this dry. So let's get back to the roof. Now, I'm wondering if I should wash this with a gray or a black, or if I should just dry brush highlight it with a gray. 40 to 46 for, oh, see, that's good weather. Not freezing, but enough to put a jacket on and be comfortable. That's the good weather. That's like early spring, well, actually winter here is kind of like that. It rarely gets down to freezing here. We may have 2 or 3 days where it gets down to actual freezing temperature here in the winter. How do I want to do this? I mean, I want to tone it down a bit. I want it to look like rock, which it doesn't right now. That's more woody color. Yeah, it's nice to go someplace to visit to see snow. I got tired of living in it. One of the reasons I moved, well, also my family's down here, but I just needed to come south somewhere because I got tired of snow in the winter. It was heavy snow in Virginia in the mountains. I think, all right, chat, we're gonna do it. I think we are going to, I need a bigger container. I'm thinking about doing a gray wash. I'm really thinking about it, chat. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to do a wash or just dry brushing with gray. I think I'm going to try maybe doing like a light overbrush with gray and see how that works. So chat, send good thoughts. This is going to work out like I hope it does. I mean, even if I washed it, I would dry brush it more, but I don't know if all right. So I'm gonna try a light overbrush here and see what happens at the top, because I just want some of this tone showing through. I don't want it to really be red. You know what I'm saying, chat? So we'll just do the top here and let it dry for a minute and see if we're getting the kind of the effect that we want. Because if that works, then we'll dry brush it up some more with some lighter grays just to highlight it, and but still have some red tone in there. If it doesn't work, well, I'm just going to go in the corner and cry. But you know what? It's fine, chat. It's fine. I think that's going to work okay. There's still a good bit of that tone coming through, that reddish tone, but it looks more rocky. So let's try a big section of yeah. I'm liking it. It's good, chat. It's good, chat. So we still have some warm tone in there, but it's not really overpowering. And it'll be a nice offset to all the blues and purples and greens, the cool colors that are in the tower itself. We'll have a bit, and it'll kind of match with the doors to get those warmer colors in there. So Am I spouting this bunch of nonsensical garbage? I mean, I didn't go to art school or anything, so I could be. Sounds good to me, though. Sounds artsy. So we'll go with that explanation. Of course, really, art school is life, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Prodigy. So, still not terribly happy with the top of that tower, though. It's kind of boring. So I may do some stuff to put some more interest, some more detail and interest up there. I mean, to be fair, that's not the Pringles can, that's the oatmeal can, and this is not the Oatmeal Mancer's Tower, so, you know, maybe that does need to be the boring part. But, you know. Weather vane. Art school is life is a profound statement. Oh. Well, good. Then I've been to art school. Art is life and life is art, right? TV aerial. I bet we could get some good world building stories out of that image, couldn't we? That'd be a different kind of adventure there. Is that... He needs a TV aerial for his scrying pool. I mean, this is kind of a weird thing here, but I'm kind of liking it. I don't know. Maybe a wash would have worked better. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like different and weird. Kind of like my life. All right. Well, let's just keep connecting with the spirit. This story's getting more and more fun. All right. Let's get some more dry brushing in here and see if we can highlight some things. So we'll just go with a 50-50 mix of that gray and some white. 50-50-ish. Do I look like I ever measure anything, chat? No. Doesn't happen. Oh, also, I upped my camera resolution this week to, the overhead cam was at 360, because the whole thing streams at 720. And my old computer wasn't really powerful enough to handle that, but I was able to up the resolution on just the overhead cam to actually 720, so hopefully it's a little clearer. Well, the good news is I don't really have to work towards realism here because Wizard's Tower, you know? Know what I'm saying, chat? I can make this as weird as I want to. I don't think I'm getting on the tower. Oh, you mean on this little bit up here? Yeah, I need a little more white in this mix though. It wasn't quite light enough. I must have had it like 60-ish, 40-ish instead of 50-ish, 50-ish. Know what I'm saying? Ah, that's better. Oh, better. There we go. Now we can see some fun stuff on here. Yeah. Now we're cooking. Oh, look at that hair that laid across there and I didn't see when I was black bombing that thing. Oh well. It's there forever now. Whoopee! That's got to be a weird sound in the microphone. The paintbrush slapping. Man, I'm still picking up this color underneath. I'm not getting enough of the white in here. Man, I tell you what, putting these shingles on one by one was quite the process. Actually took me a couple weeks because I'd have to sit down and put them on. Deep voice. Do I have a deep voice? Is it deep and relaxing? With that southern twang. A deep voice and southern twang don't usually go together. If you're getting a southern twang, it's usually pretty nasally. Well, that's what I think about Scottish and Australian accents. Because to me, Southern isn't an accent, it's just how we talk. Know what I'm saying? Alright, so now I'm going to go almost pure white. Pick up a little bit of the gray underneath, but mostly white, and do really light and just pick out some high-end highlights here. This is true. We have a lot of accent variation in... Shoot, even in Florida, there's a lot of accent variation. Of course, Florida's a little different. It's kind of like a separate country of immigrants in and of itself, because you got all the retirees coming down here from all over the country. But there are a lot of different accents in the U.S. I mean, some of them, even to other U.S. citizens, a lot of accents in the U.S. sound foreign. Because it's such a diverse country. There is very little homogeny here. Three Aussie well, see, to me, They would all pretty much just sound Aussie. But Australia is well, other than the Aborigines, Australia is fairly homogenous to a point. I mean, not obviously there's immigrants to Australia and stuff, especially now, but it's not like the US, not quite the same level of import. Does the Aboriginal does their speech have much impact on the Aussie language in general, or the sound of it, or is it pretty much completely isolated from that kind of sound? I don't know that I've ever heard Australian Aboriginals speak natively. I don't think. So I'm not quite sure what it sounds like. Yeah, America is very diverse. Even in pockets, it's pretty diverse. There's like pockets within pockets. Like here, 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes away from me, from where I live, there is a very large community of people from Mexico. Oh, okay. So it's the Aboriginal people have kind of picked up. Well, I'm guessing it's kind of the Europeans who settled Australia and the Aboriginals kind of developed language together, and so that's what developed into that Australian accent. Because it's not a real accent that you hear anywhere else, except, I mean, New Zealand is kind of close, I suppose, but they're geographically close, so I'm sure there was some crossover there. Because I mean, New Zealand was essentially settled kind of at the same time and by the same people that settled Australia, at least from the European perspective, right? Hey, Sid. How you doing? Is the Texas weather as hot as the Florida weather today? Because it is god awful over here. The Kiwis ran the Europeans. Oh yeah, I guess they do sound a little more like South African accent. Of course, South African has a pretty large accent diversity too. Yeah, settled. So we're just talking about languages and accents and the differences in how varied America is with their accents, simply because A, country's so huge, and B, country's so populated with many different cultures. All right, so let's see here. I think that's looking decent-ish. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Oh, geez. Catfish in the streets? Okay, that's not a thing you see in Florida much. Gators? Yeah. Catfish? Not so much. So yeah, a little bit of the browns are showing through. So we got some of the warmer tones up there, and then the cooler tones down here, and this will kind of bring the doors out a little bit, I think. So then, all right, so I'm gonna call the roof done, y'all. I think this is the way we go with the roof. But I'm gonna leave it off for now. I'm gonna attach it last. Because I think that'll, because it's a little weighty and it'll be in my way while I'm doing this other stuff. Now we need to put some wood up here, build this deck out. So we're gonna do something, and we're not gonna leave it this color. We'll stain it, don't worry, chat. We'll stain it with my favorite stinky sauce. Which I think y'all have seen me use before, but I'm gonna do this, and I'm thinking I kind of want like a star pattern of this stuff out here, which is gonna be a little tough, but yeah, I think you're right, Prodigy. I think you're right. I should have thought of that. We need some mossy things up there. I'll probably put some flock and stuff up there too. But you're right. Get some greens and things in there. It'll help bring the colors out. So I think I'm just gonna have straight up to here, but then have like maybe a little central circle. Ooh. Hold on, chat. Just had a bit of an idea from something. I was cleaning out an old bits box, and I found these little wooden discs, so I could put one of those in the middle and have everything kind of coming out from that. Ta-da! So I've got that size. Or that size. I wonder if you know what? I think that might actually work better because, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Because the bowl, the scrying pool, that'll fit that pretty good. Yeah, chat. Oh, I like it, chat. I like it. All right, so we glue that down, and then we have a bunch of pieces sticking out from, you can't even see that, can you, chat? Sorry. Have a bunch of pieces sticking out from there like this, all the way around. Make like a starburst pattern. And then, is that not flat? Oh, sugarfoot. All right. Guess what else I set up this week, chat? Got my Dremel tool out and got it all set so that when I have issues like this, I can Dremel it. Plug your ears, chat. I'm gonna cover the mic a little bit. Well, I can't cover the mic. All right, chat. Well, it's satisfying until it's really loud in the mic. This is an older Dremel. I need to get a newer one. That's not killing your ears, is it, chat? Dentist drill. Yikes. All right. So that's flatter. At least it won't be sticking up. So I'm going to throw some paint on that because when I put the wood on it, I don't want it to be showing through pink. I just need it dark. There we go. Oh, finally found a good one. Cool. Oh no. First of many. Well, I hear ya. I actually late last year, spent 8 hours in a dentist chair getting my teeth fixed one time. It was pretty bad. I've got so many fillings and caps and root canals. It's kind of a mess. Kind of a mess in there. Bleh. All right, let's see how this tacky glue works. See if it do better. Well, let's see if I can get it out. Hello. You wouldn't stop pouring out before. There we go. Oh yeah, well normally we wouldn't be doing long visits like that, but it just happened that one day when I was going in for something, they had the dentist in there for the I had to get a filling, and I also had to get a root canal and a cap and a crown. So they did the filling and said, hey, the dentist just came in that can do your root canal, you want to go ahead and do that? And I said, let's just do it, get it over with. So we did it and got it over with. All right, so now I'm going to put these across. Luna went flying. Oh, because of the drill. All right, get that out of the way and see if. So this is going to be a little hard for me to show you, but I'm just going to. We're just going to start laying these across here. There's a thing like oh, true. Oi. And I'm not going to cut them to size yet. I'll do that later once they're all glued down. Just, well, maybe not. I put that on one end and I'll cut that one down, but maybe I better just cut these down. Now, my question here is, these are only going to go up to, I'm going to have maybe 5 or 6 of these across here. There we go. My question is, do I want to just have them all the one length across here, or do I want to stagger it and make it look like actual decking? That's my question. I mean, it's a wizard's tower, so now I think decking looks, to have it staggered like decking looks better, honestly. Where'd my scissors go? Did I put them away like a dummy? No, I didn't put them away. Hello, scissors. Oh, they're under the roof. I put them under the roof. So, let's see here. Let's get 8. Probably easier to put this stuff on here. I mean, I've done this before. You'd think I would know this. But yeah, you put it on here first. That's much easier than trying to get it on the wood. So I'm liking this tacky glue. I hadn't used this particular stuff before. It seems to be pretty good for dollar store stuff. Is good, chat. It's very good. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Let's cut this off some. Wow. Cut that pretty perfect, actually. That's not usually my style. Alright. How we looking, chat? So far? So far, so good? Here we go. Just eyeballing it, chat. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's fine. Just eyeball it. Who needs to measure stuff? This isn't science. It's not science class. Might I screw it up? Sure, I might. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, chat. Let's do that one about in the middle. Boop. I mean, we do want this to look a bit rough, like the rest of the tower. So, falling asleep at your computer? Well, go to bed, girl. It's what, 1 o'clock in the morning there? Yeah, I can imagine. Plus, you just had a big vacation trip. All right. We're almost there, chat. Cool, we'll have this piece. And I think one more, maybe? I don't know. Maybe one more? Yeah, I mean, yeah. One more. We'll do one more row, chat. Since you asked so nicely, I'll do one more row. Okay. Let's cut a nice short piece off there. Don't worry, chat. We'll go back and put some nail holes in here later once this is all dried up. All right. There. How dat, chat? Now I gotta cut this off. All right. This whole being left-handed thing is not the best in this particular situation. All right. We'll see how well this tacky glue holds once it sets up. If it doesn't stick to my fingers. All right. There. Now comes the tricky part. So we're going to be putting these around here, which means they are going to have to bevel a bit. Which means, how am I going to do this? This is going to be quite the trick, chat. because I got to get angles right. So here's where it does become... Oh, thanks, Prodigy. Here's where this does become a little bit of a math class, much as I hate that. But how am I going to do this? Oh, that stuff is setting up pretty good. All right. Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to go with the knives, and we're going to have to shave down. Oh my gosh, chat, this is going to be lengthy. See if I shave those down like that. Well, thank you, Prodigy. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I'm hoping it inspires you guys to get out there and do your own art. Because everybody's art is awesome. I'm probably going to have to set up some kind of jig for this. To cut these down properly, because they're all going to have to be the same. Or it's not going to fit together right, I think. And they're almost going to have to come to a point, really. So if I start doing something like this, see, even at the ends, it's yeah. This is going to be quite the chore, chat. So I think what I may do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up. I'm going to have to set myself up a jig, make some kind of jig for this. And I'm going to be cutting all these things kind of this way. And then, but I got to get the figure out the angles and the lengths and all that stuff. And I'm just going to get them all cut out so that we can put them all the way around like this and make kind of a sun pattern. So I'll do that off camera, so you don't have to watch me work out how to do a jig for this. I mean, I'll explain to you what I did, of course, but I have no idea how I'm going to do this yet. So it's going to take a bit of thinking. So that part I'm going to put aside for the moment. But we've got our idea. We know what we want to do here, and we'll make that happen. So, you sit over here for a minute. Let's go back to the roof. Actually, let's go back to the gibbet thing and see how that's coming along. Well, it's dry enough that I can hold it sideways. And what else do I need here? I really do need some more stuff to kind of stiffen this up, though, because it's gonna break if somebody looks at it funny. A stream showing you the completed terrain pieces? Well, sure. In fact, we could probably do that here in a little while, because I think I'm going to get to a we need to let it dry point in a few minutes. Assuming you're still awake in a few minutes. Because, yeah, this isn't going to hold. I mean, it's got a little bit of a cross brace, but what I need is crossing that way. So I think what I'm going to probably do with this... All right, Roof, you hold on for a second. I'll be right back to you. Yeah, we could do that sometime. Sure. And, yeah, get to bed, girl. I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make this wider so I can put some cross bracing on the sides too. Also, we got to set up this co-stream with Sid, get that underway and get that going, because I'm excited about that, and the Pringlemancer's going to need some interiors. Are we still down with that, Sid? Doing like interiors for the Pringlemancer tower? As the theme? Stuff that he would use? This is going to be a little weird, because it's got this may not be the best idea, because this is going to go here, and if I put things next to it, they're going to have to follow the curvature around. So I'm going to have to either wait until I mount this on here and then put these on so they line up right, or not do this and figure out something else. Let's see here. So what I want to do, I think this is the last complex piece of machinations I need here. What I could do is just get me some more bracing for the side there. That'll probably be enough. We shall see. Let's find out together, chat. Let's just see what we can do here. Boop. All right. 45 this. Probably want to go with a little more than 45 actually, because I need these up a little straighter. Something like that. No, I wanted to go with less than 45, chat. Why'd you let me do that? Night, Prodigy. Hope you have a great night, great sleep. We will see you next time. Because I want these actually almost. So look here, chat. You're not making me think straight. Right? I need one very shallow angle here, but then I need a very tight angle up there. All right, I've already cut that piece too short. It's going away. So we'll do another one. Don't worry, chat. It's fine. It's fine, chat. It's fine, chat. Hey. There we go. All right, so we want a very steep angle on the top and a shallow angle on the bottom, like a dice, because I want this to be almost straight up and down. Because I've got to brace this way. You know what, chat? I don't know why I'm trying to make this complicated. What I do, once we get this on here, then we just brace it out to the side onto the tower itself, and that'll work. That'll work. That'll be fine, chat. It's fine, I'm telling you, chat, it's fine. All right, so that's how we're gonna do that. Because I just need something to keep this from wiggling back and forth, because the only point of contact is just this little bit back here. So we want to figure out, I've got some chain, I want to figure out how I'm going to hang this. Also, yeah, I think hanging it, yeah. All right, let's get the chain. Where did I put that? Which drawer did I put that in? This one. There we go. Oi! Actually got two chains here. These are just old chains that I found. So I want, they look pretty much the same. Just found these on clearance, so I picked them up. Didn't have a use for them at the time, but cheap chain, you know, 74 cents for some chain here because it was tarnishing. I don't care. I want it tarnished. I'm probably going to tarnish it some more. So I need a length of this. And how am I going to attach it exactly? I mean, I don't want to tie it. That would look stupid. I mean, what would have happened in real life is they would have wrapped it around and put a... Either that or they would have had a link directly on here or on the top that they attached the end link of the chain to. But saving that, they would have just wrapped this around and put another chain link in betwixt it to hold the wrap together. They would have just linked those together right there. Right, chat? Can you even see that, chat? No. See, like that. So maybe that's what I want to do, is just link it. So can I pull one of these links apart? How are these put together? That is the question. All right, so I'm gonna, where's my wire cutters? I'm gonna cut off a length of this chain. And I'm going to just cut into one of these links so that I can use it to attach the chain back together. Assuming I can cut into one of these links. Come on. There we go. All right, so I've got my length of chain and I've got an extra link here. All right, so now I can link this. Oi. And I'm just linking the chain back together, and I know it's hard to see, chat, but you know, tiny things. I'll show you in a second. Just bear with me, chat. Okay. So then I'm just going to want to link this to, we'll say that one. That's what we'll say. If I can get it in there. Come on now. Okay. So now, need my pliers. Bend this back together. There. Okay, so let's get it focused. So see, I just wrapped the chain around there and put an extra link in there to hold the wrap. So there's just an extra link right there that I've just used my stuff to put it back together. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to attach it to here. So how am I going to attach it to here? How do I want this to work? What I need is, what do I need? How would this work in real life? They'd put I need one of those little eyelet things that you can screw in to the bottom there. That's how they would do that. And then they would just attach the top link to that eyelet. Right, chat? That's how that would work, right? So I don't think I have any eyelets that small. I think I'm going to have to run to Michael's or Joanne or something and find me something like that with the jewelry things, right? Because there's no way I can make an eyelet that small that's going to hold up. I need a little metal one. Right, chat? That's the way it's got to be. Yeah, I think so. All right, so that's going to happen. So I'll see if I can find some little eyelets this week so we can finish that bit up next week. So get this stuff out of the way now, because we're going to do a little bit of detail work on the roof here. As Prodigy suggested, we need some mossy, junky stuff on the roof so that it'll bring some colors out. So let me get this put away. Going there. You guys going there. Oi. And then you go in there, and you go in there. All right. I've got stuff out of my way. Don't need you anymore, or you, or you, or you. Toolbox for you. Now, we want to get out some green paints. All right, I'm gonna step over here and get my green paints out, chat, and my flock. Oh, hey, also I have some minis to show off that I got done. You guys want to see some minis? It's up to you, chat. I'm not gonna force it on you. But hey, I've got some if you want to see them. See what kind of greens I got in here. I want some little earthier. Those are very bright. That's better. Oh wow, that's a thing. I need. Ow! That was my foot. This. That's what I need. Yep. All right. So, got some greens. Got some just Woodland Scenics blended turf. It's a pretty green turf. I've used it for moss before and it works pretty good. So, what I want to do is we're going to get I think this color, this looks kind of moshish. I'm going to put some very watered down streaks on this and the main thing, because we want some moss going on here. We're also going to use some flock for some of this, but to start with, I just want to get some watered down. Come on. I don't have my dropper here, so let's get a bigger brush so I can move some water. Because I want this pretty watered down. Right, chat? Say, of course, Terrainoob, that's the way it goes. I know. I know. That's just how it goes. Of course I'm right. I'm always right. It's my stream, right? So that means I'm always right. Doesn't it? Isn't that what that means? I'm always right on my stream. Isn't that the saying? Wait, what saying? What? Alright, so we're just going to A, get this back in the camera, and B, I'm just going to put some, follow some of these lines down here with some streaks of greenish bleh to look like moss. Mossy patches, because you know how moss goes on stone, right? It just does its thing, and it mostly follows around the dark bits, peeks out at the sun once in a while to do some photosynthesis, right? So we don't want too much of this stuff, and we don't want it too bright. We just want some hints of green in here. I mean, it's going to look like I'm putting a lot on, but there's a whole lot of roof here. So relatively speaking, it's not that much. Right, chat? Right. Right, Terrainoob. Right you are. Thank you, chat. Yes, I talk to myself because I'm nuts. It's fine. Art sometimes takes your sanity. It's okay, chat. I'm really kind of excited to use this tacky glue for the flock too. Because I think that's going to work much better. Get a little bit up here on the top too. Just some places where the moss would have set into the stone. So we just want to, we've got this kind of warmish red tone coming through. We just want to get some cool tones in here to kind of offset that. Because that's how nature would be, right? Have some nice reddish rocks, and then moss gets in there and greens it up a little bit. So you get those nice offsetting, contrasting colors. That looks really cool. Right, chat? And this tower, I think, has been around for quite a while, so it's going to have a good bit of moss on it. Because that's just the way life and the world works, right? Even though we're in a fantasy world, I mean, still, you're going to have some moss to make it look kind of, you know, old and weird and creepy. And even though moss is life, it makes things look old and creepy, right? can't have an old creepy thing without moss and ivy and junk and crap and stuff growing on it, can you? That's not a thing that happens, is it? Righto. Right you are, Terrainoob. Thanks, chat. Thanks for agreeing with me. Okay. Alright, so we've got some nice tonal shifts there. I'll get some of this a little brighter. I'm going to come back with some other greens too and kind of move that around, those colors around too a little bit, and just see how this comes out, because we want some nice color variation too. I mean, moss isn't all one color, so alright, sorry I keep moving this out of frame, chat. I need to move this paint palette over a little bit, that'll help. Alright, so I'm going to get some other greens in here. Let's see. Let's do a dark green, nice hunter green. And we'll just mix that in with the same stuff so it's nice and watered down. I don't even care. We're just trying to get some color variation. We don't need pure colors here, and we don't need to worry about what we're mixing. We're just trying to get some different greens in here. And probably this will help blend it if we use some of that base color that we started with. And we don't want to use a lot of this. We just want to kind of move some color variation into here. Right, chat? Yep, you're right, Terrainoob. You're right. Well, I know. So we're just going to move a little of this color in here. It's just darkening things up a little bit. We don't want a lot. We're going to put some flock on here too. So don't get all excited, chat. It's going to be fine. Trust me, I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. The good news is this is all pretty watered down, so it's going to dry a little less bright than it's going on, so I know it looks a little overpowering now, but once it dries, it'll be a little less so. Promise, chat. Would I lie to you, chat? Would I lie to you? Have I ever lied to you before, chat? Come on now. Want a little variation in the color here. Is that too bright to see, chat? It's looking a little bright on the camera there. Hold on. Maybe that'll help a little. I don't know, did that help a little? Just trying to get a little more in there. Oh, we need some color down here. We don't have any color down here. How'd you let me miss that, chat? Golly. How could you do that to me, chat? All right. What other kinds of colors we got in here? Shamrock. Oh, shamrock. That sounds good. Let's go with some shamrock. All right, I'm going to move this over to its own color. Oh, that's a nice bright green. Yeah, baby. Ard, how are you? How are things in lovely Germany, my dear? And how have you been? First week of school. Oh, it was for us too. So things were a little hectic for a few days, I guess. Figuring out how to pack the lunches and meet the buses and meet the teachers and all that fun stuff. All that fun first week of school stuff. Only missed the bus once. Well, you know, sometimes the little ones need mama to rescue them and drive them to school. Maybe he missed it on purpose so he could spend a little extra time with you in the morning. You think? Oh, he missed it coming home. Well, that happens. I think I did that once when I was younger. Most of the places I lived, I ended up walking to school because it was close enough, but I had to take the bus a few times. A few places that I lived. Oh. So when you say little one, how old? Was it scary for him? Or did he trooper through it? Oh, 8 minutes drive, that's not bad. Oh, 5th grade. Okay, so he handled it okay then, I'm sure, right? It's one of the reasons I don't travel. I get confused about where to go to, and I miss rental cars and buses and planes, and I'm kind of derpy on travel. I don't do well traveling, so I tend not to. All right, let's get a bit of this glue. We're gonna start putting some flock on. Actually no, hold on, chat. Oh, so yeah, if he has a mobile, that was... Hey, Ma, come and pick me up. Only in German, right? Oh, thank you. So we're going to do a little weathering on the main castle here. So let's just weather this up a bit. This is a little tedious, but I think the effect is well worth the tedium. Get some mossy, colory stuff on here. Especially on these bricks. I think that's going to help them a lot because they're a bit boring right now. Guys, can you see what I'm doing? Because I keep taking it out. Hold on. Oh, hey. This you're talking about? This thing? So, what's going to happen here is we've got a little scrying pool that's going to go out here. And this is going to be kind of a little lookout point for our Pringlemancer to come out and look at his scrying pool. So we're going to put some... I've already got the straight bits of wood going, and we're going to have this as a center point, and we're going to make wood slats coming out of this in like a sun pattern. So I've got to figure out how to set up a little jig to cut all the angles for the wood, so I'll be doing that next time. Because that's going to take a little while. Doing that all freehand would be darn near impossible, so I'm going to figure out how to set up a little jig for it. A scrying pool. That is a magical pool filled with water that the magician or mage or warlock or whatever will use to spy on people. They look into the water. It's kind of like a crystal ball of water, I guess would be the best way to explain it. So I don't know if you ever watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Peter Jackson stuff, but if you did, the elf Galadriel had kind of a scrying pool, and Frodo looked into it and saw things. That was a scrying pool, basically. Hard time reading the book. Yeah, I read it quite a few times when I was younger, but I haven't read it for many years. That's one of those... Tolkien is a style of writing that you have to be very patient for, because he uses a lot of descriptive words as opposed to action, so you kind of have to be really patient to read his stuff. because it's more like a history than it is an adventure. And I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad writer. It's a very good writer. I love the books, but you have to have a lot of patience to get through them. All right. I wonder if I should put some moss on the doors too. I don't want to get too much green down here, but I mean, I would think, well, maybe I'll just use the flock on that. Yeah, that is one of those, I mean, you grow up hearing about, if you're going to be a good nerd, you have to have read Tolkien. And I mean, I suppose it's a good thing to read just so that you have the experience, but honestly, there's lots of people that don't like those books because it's a different style of writing, and it takes a lot of patience to get into it. I mean, the first few chapters of the book are, I mean, honestly, pretty boring. So just getting into it takes a while. I think the story is phenomenal, and the themes that he puts out are great. You know, the humanitarian themes and the making you think about stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a slow burn, and it's hard to really get into. So what are some of your favorite books, Ard? Or favorite stories, I should say. Could be movies, could be books. I like storytelling, so I'm just interested to know what people like. Let's get some of this other color in here now. Oh, yeah, I guess it would be, I mean, well, I guess some of the things would probably come across, but seeing as I don't speak German, might be a little rough. I know it's a little hard to see what I'm doing, chat, but I'll try to show you as I go. I'm just dotting around green blobs right now, just to get a little color in here. Yeah. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get another brush here, one of the cheapy brushes, glue brush, and something to put this on in. Oh, this will work. This will be fine. It's fine, chat. We're gonna start working the flock into this. Get some of this tacky glue and put it around where I want to put the flock. We'll just kind of dot this around a little bit. work in kind of small areas so that we don't get lost. I want a good bit on the stairs, I think, because I want to kind of highlight the stairs. Lost Fleet. Ah, so more of a sci-fi person. That's cool. Yeah, I was always more of the fantasy myself, but I don't read very much anymore. I actually get a lot of my storytelling from either writing, world building, or like playing D&D and creating the stories on the fly. I'm much more into that now, I think. All right, let's get some newspaper. So I've never Honor Harrington and Lost Fleet. Those are not ones I'm familiar with. Yeah. See, Sherlock Holmes was always one of my favorites. I always loved those thinky crime story things. That and fantasy were my big thing. All right, so let's get us a bit of this stuff. We're gonna have to turn the fan away here a little bit, sort of blow it everywhere. Now, history I love. I'm a big history buff, especially like ancient and medieval history. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it lots. There. It's looking a little older and grimier, isn't it, chat? I think. We'll keep doing that around, and that'll work pretty well, I believe. Stay. So I made the right choice, Ard, with this stuff. That's good, because there's kind of no taking it back. It's pretty on there. Need more glue. Where'd I put it? How do I keep losing stuff that I put right in front of my face? What's wrong with me? Am I... What the... Who the what the... Oh, it's sitting behind the flock. No wonder I couldn't see it. I knew it had to be here somewhere. I need a lot of glue. Ooh, that stuff does not smell the best. I think I want to put some on the doors. Just a little bit. And then we'll get some on the windows. Man, I keep taking this out of the frame. Sorry, chat. Not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Well, I am paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm not paying attention to how it's looking for you. That's my big problem. So we're just trying to get the horizontal surfaces mostly where, I mean, it'll grow down a little bit, but it's mostly going to concentrate on the horizontal surfaces because that's where it's going to get the easiest purchase and the best light. So, and moss does need light to grow, so that's why it's green. A little more up here, I think. I think I'm going to probably end up putting quite a bit of moss on this stuff, but I think that kind of brings life into it. So it's probably a good thing anyway. Flock is magical stuff. You can fix a whole lot of goofs with good flock. So if you mess up, you just say, flock it. Right? Right, chat? That's what you say. Yeah, I think that's going to work pretty good. All right, well, let's just keep flocking it then, shall we, chat? I know this is a bit boring, chat, but it has to be done. So sorry. I'm wondering if I ought to get some... Ivy may be going a little overboard here. I don't want to spend the next year on this thing. I mean, I don't mind spending some time on my models, but, you know, at a certain point, you gotta say enough is enough, right? So yeah, school started this week, and I can't believe I've got 2 kids in 11th grade. That's nuts. I am getting old. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Art. I'm glad you were here to chat, and have a great dinner and a great weekend. Okay. What? How did I get glitter in my... A piece of glitter fell out of there. That was weird. So, chat, I'm sure this is incredibly exciting watching me sprinkle flock and glue all over this model. So, we'll finish up this little area, and I won't make you sit through any more of this. I will do this on my own time and not waste yours. But we're moving along. So, we're going to, I think this is coming out well. And so I'll finish up the flocking on this, and I'll be doing the same thing on the roof. Okay, just putting some flocking up here. But we got the roof done. Well, once the flocking's finished, and I'll figure out how to put a jig together to make this starburst pattern, sunburst, whatever you want to call it, the round thing. Then we will work on finishing up the gibbet, get that hung on, and I think next week we will be able to finish up this tower and call it complete. So I'm pretty excited about that, chat. I hope you are too. So I will see you guys next week for the completion of this long project. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, mash all the buttons, ding all the bells, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, so that you can get all the notifications. Follow us for all the nifty stuff and find out what's going on in the rest of the world. We will be back tomorrow with some D&D, and we will be back on Monday with lots of other stuff. So check out our schedule on our Twitch page. You can see that. If you've missed any episodes, you can always watch them on YouTube. We upload all the episodes there, so you can catch up if you've missed anything. And until next time, build on.